Samantha. Welcome to my podcast. This is my little place on the internet where I talk about all the crafty things that I've been up to. Usually I try and do these weekly, but Christmas and New Year has been a little weird for everybody. So from now on, we will be weekly again after the Christmas craziness. Hope everybody had a really nice holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas, New Year, whether you don't. I personally had a very, very quiet one. I was exhausted. I slept for most of Christmas Day. I had my kids in the morning and then they went to their dad's in the afternoon, and he kept them for a few days and I slept. I relaxed. I tried to take care of myself a little bit because it's crazy. The run up to Christmas is just so busy. And it's important to just take that little bit of time just to unwind afterwards. New Year I spent at home. My boyfriend goes home, he's Italian, he goes home to his family and spends like Christmas and New Year with them. So we had like a video call for New Year and that was lovely. That was really nice. I can't really go out anyway because I have the dog and she's terrified of fireworks, bless her. Thankfully where I live now, the fireworks are not too bad. We live in a kind of, it's not a small town, it's not massive though. It's it's quite a small town, so and it's a student town, so a lot of the students go home for Christmas and New Year, so we didn't have too many fireworks, but it's still, yeah, she doesn't like them at all. They scare her so bad, bless her. So yeah, that was that, nice and quiet, and the kids went back to school on Tuesday. It's now Friday, it's Friday the 9th of January. The kids went back to school on Tuesday. I woke up Tuesday morning and I was like, on Monday, I was perfectly fine. On Monday, I was great. I had all my plans for the rest of the week. We sort of did some stuff together for the last day of the holidays. And I had all my plans for all the stuff that I was going to catch up on. And on Tuesday morning, I woke up about maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I had to phone through to the kids. And I'm like, help! Woke up with like such bad vertigo. And I've had it before. I used to get it quite frequently. But yeah, I've not had it for a really, really long time. I've not had it since I've moved here. The last time I had it was maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And it's horrible. If you've never had vertigo, it's very disorienting. It's very scary. I think that's the... Okay, that was indeed the postman delivering this for me. And I know what this is before I even open it. I won a competition on Kelly at Rural Arcades. I'm going to put this to the side just now for the very crinkly, sorry. Kelly at Rural Arcades, I'm in her Discord. Every quarter we do a crack the whip. No. Yeah, a crack the whip mile. I was going to say crack the mile. That doesn't make sense. And I won the spinny rolly thing. I didn't do the most whips. There was somebody who finished, I think, 13 things in December, which is awesome. I didn't put all of mine in because a lot of mine were just, I was just gift crocheting. I went into hibernation, just pretty much crocheting and knitting over December. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, vertigo. So it makes you really sick, nauseous, disorientated. It was horrible. And it feels like you're falling at high speed and I'm trying to like grab onto things, and oh yeah, it was awful. So that was the first day back. My oldest, Kaylin, well, he's not my oldest is at home. Kaylin, he stayed home from school and looked after me because I couldn't even sit up in bed. He took his little brother to school for me and made sure I was alright all day, bless him. And then I've just spent the rest of the week just trying to get over that. So I don't have as much to show you as I normally would have. But I am feeling a lot better. I'm still feeling a little bit like I can't move my head too quickly because it makes me very dizzy. And I still can't eat properly, but I'm better than I was. My hair is a disaster. I need to diet. I was meant to dye my hair this week, but I can't bend over the bath, so I've still got my badger thing going on here. Hopefully I'll be able to dye it before next time. Right, so there we go. Lots of waffling. Oh, I don't even know what to do with it. I'm going to stop messing with it. I'm going to start showing you some stuff. So, like I say, I haven't really been doing very much. I'm not going to show you all my finishes and things because most of my finishes over December were gifts and they have gone. They were all very well received. Everybody loved their stuff and everybody's very happy. The one thing that I should have here to show you is my mittens, but I don't have them. Give me a second. Okay, right, I'm going to try and not have any more breaks, although I am still waiting on a delivery, so we'll see. While I was like going to get my mittens, I opened my thing from Kelly. I got this yarn. It's gorgeous. Hide my face. Look. It's so plump and squishy. It is Knit Pro Symphony Flora, which is a 100% superwash merino. It is a DK weight. 220 metres, 240 yards. Here we go. And it says it hand-dyed yarns. It says it's hand-dyed, which is lovely. So, and it's pink, which is really nice. And it come with this stitch marker. I think there's a stitch marker. It's like a stitch marker, cable, needle type effort, and a little pink tin with what I assume is stitch markers in it. Yeah, I don't want to spill them. The little round ones. Little pink tin. We know that I like a bit of pink, so that's lovely. Thank you very much, Kelly. I will message her as soon as I am done on here because it's obviously just come through the door while I'm recording. So I will message her as soon as this is done. But they're lovely. I'm very, very happy with those. It's so nice and soft. I've used their yarn before, but not that particular base. I've got some of their sock yarn I've used. In fact, I think I'm using one of their sock yarns in my Stephen West cowl. The mystery cowl. Right, so the only finished thing I've got to show you are these. And I totally forgot to bring the ball band. But it's Sardar Country Classics. It's 50% wool, 50% acrylic, I do believe. And I just freehanded them. I just did a back loop single crochet until it went around my wrist. And I then just did half double crochets to here. And then I left the gap and worked back and forth for a bit until it was here. And then I did half double crochets up to here. And then I did decreases. And then the thumb, I just picked up all the way around and then just decreased up this side until the end. I used, one of the thumbs is slightly shorter than the other by like one round because I used every scrap of that ball of yarn. And yeah, they're nice and warm. They're cozy, they're comfy. I don't think I would make them out of this yarn again. It's quite nice yarn, but if you can see it, see how it's not fluffy. It's difficult to explain. It's not like a solid round yarn. It is like quite splitty. I'll be able to show you actually, because shockingly, this will come as a huge surprise to anybody who's been here before. I've not sewn the ends in. But see how it's like, it's round, but it's not super tightly plied. And I think that's making the stitches just not quite melt together as easily, if you know what I mean. So like, they're fine when they're on and they do keep me warm. However, I've had to do these as a worsted weight, and I've had to do these with a 4mm hook. Can you see like there's holes in it? You see, they're warm enough, but I wouldn't want to like rely on these keeping me warm if it was really bitterly cold. They wouldn't keep the wind out. And I think it's just like the type the yarn that I've used. But it's another ball of yarn out my stash. I got some mittens. It's all good. It's fine. That's some yarn I've had in my stash for a really, really long time. And I just grabbed it and thought, that'll do. Right, so mittens are the only actual finished thing that I have to show you. Whips. Now, I didn't bring my head through because there's not really much to see on it. I have started my 2026 head style, which is a stitch along. It's cross stitch. It's a yearly one that I do, and I have just started this year's one. Oh. Let's see if I could find the... Let's have a look. There we go. So this is the one that I am doing, and I've pretty much just done a bit of the clouds. There's not an awful lot done on there, but that's the one that I'm going to be doing. I'm hoping to get it finished within 4 months. That's the plan. You have the entire year to do it, and you don't have to finish the whole thing. It's closed now. You can't. It closed on December the 19th, I think it was. So you can't actually take part in it now, but it's lasts for the entire year. If you wanted to, you do as much or as little as you want, and depending on how much you do will depend on the prizes that you get at the end of it. So I've already had my prizes through for, I did it last year. I did Elliot & Company on a Terrace, and that was a finish. In fact, did I show that on here? I don't know if I did. Do I have photos? Do I have pictures of... I don't know if I do, you know. Let me have a look. Because I did finish Elegant Company on a Terrace, and I've had all of my, let's see, pictures. You would think, oh, there we go. That was my finish for last year's one. So it's a bit of a weird shape. You can't get a proper frame, like a standard shop bought frame for it, because it's quite narrow compared to the height. But thankfully, I have an ex who's a carpenter, so he's building a frame for me. So that's nice of him. I'm really, really happy with it. I'm glad that I got it finished. My first proper full coverage finish. So that's kind of spurring me on to get the other one done this year. I'll show you it next time when I've got a bit more progress on it, where you can actually see something. There's just no point looking at it just now because I've barely started it. And that's it for cross stitching. My general plans for cross stitching are just to get that finished. I'm going to try and do monogamous cross stitching. It's the only thing in the crafting that I'm going to be monogamous with. But I think stitching, I'm going to stay monogamous and try and get some finishes this year. I really, really need to. I had done a 2025 recap and 2026 plans video, and I think I'd said in that I want to try and get rid of my whips this year, because my whip book is just, I've got so many, and it doesn't bother me so much the fact that I have a lot of whips, just like it doesn't bother me that I have a lot of stash. It's the lack of organisation, and I'm having like a bit of a guilty feeling with the whips in particular, that I don't really want to start new things until I like clear some of them off. So that being said, we're going to be starting a new thing this week. I'm going to show you my other whips first though. Right, so we have, firstly, I'll show you this. This was a finish. This is the Babel hat. Let's see, where is it? The Babel hat. And this is a very, very popular pattern. Here we go. This is the Babel hat by Donna Smith. I'm doing it for my boyfriend. but he just wanted like a single. It doesn't want to fold it up. But I had made this for him. This is in Drops, Alaska. And I made it on the wrong size needles because I'm an idiot. Also because I was really, really knackered. This is how I know now, looking back at the things that I was doing, this is how I know that I should have had more of a break, because it literally says on the pattern to do a 4mm for down here and then move up to a 4.5mm. I'm not moving up to a 4.5mm because I do my colour work quite loosely anyway. But I had done it on a 5mm because I just looked at the yarn and thought, oh, that's worsted weight yarn. Or Aran weight, I can't remember what it is. Worsted or Aran. And I'll just use a 5mm needle for it. So yes, I'm having to remake it because it was massive. It was huge. This is how much extra in the mustard colour I had. I've only just joined the grey on this round, and the black, I don't know where the black is. I've still got a little bit of the black left as well, and I've got that much. I'm dropping stitches here. No! Don't drop stitches. I kind of left the yarn just curly because I'm going to have to block the whole thing anyway afterwards, so, and I wanted to get it done quickly because he's come in today and it's not done. He doesn't care. He's like, I don't care if it takes till next winter. You just take your time and rest and do it when you feel like it. But you know, it's his Christmas. I want it to be done. I've still not finished his birthday stuff yet. His birthday was in July. God, when's his birthday? Oh my God, I need more coffee, man. So that's one whip. I'm having to redo that because my brain. So that's one thing that I've been working on a bit. I've also started working on, no, I haven't started, what I've been working on these. I'll show you the finished one. I've done one of them. I need to do the other one. This yarn it's an Emma's yarn, and it's something to do with poinsettias. I think it looks like zombie blood. Zombie spattered with blood. So these are, hide my face. These are the Under the Hill socks by Kelly at Roro and Kids. I will show you what her ones look like. Under the Hill. There we go. These are Kelly's ones. She made these as part of a collaboration thing for The Hobbit. I can't remember. The information's on there. But these were the November-December socks for the Cozy Toes cow, which she's running again this year. Because originally it was meant to be 12 pairs of socks over 12 months. And then we realised in January that that wasn't going to happen. So she's changed it so it's every 2 months now. So these were the November-December ones. And it's a lovely pattern, really nice, actually way, way easier than it looks. See how it looks it looks like that'd be quite complicated. It's not. I've made them shorties because with my lacier ones, I like to wear them in the summertime, so I've made them short. And the drop my needles. The second one, I have done the ribbon, and that's as far as I've got for it. See, lovely pattern, really nice. I just didn't have time to get them finished. So I have been trying to work on them a little bit because I would like to get them finished. The ones for this month, the January, February ones for this year, this is how far I've got. This yarn, I don't think, oh, it has got the label on it. I think this is the Stylecraft. I can't get into the label. Oh, come on, squeeze. Yeah, this is the Stylecraft Show Your Pride. Which one is it though? Because there's a few of them. Oh, be bold, right? I'm going to see if I can show you this. There you go. As you can see, I previously started making something with this and then frogged it. And I like this one because it's rainbow, but it's a kind of muted rainbow. What is that? Fluff. It has fluff in it. Yeah, it's a kind of slightly dirty muted rainbow. So this is going to be this month's socks, which is the Athenaeum socks. Let's pull these up and show you these as well. And these ones, I have made the Athenaeum tee and the Athenaeum cowl. And these are the Athenaeum socks. See, they're lovely. And I know that once I get started on this pattern, these will be just a really nice pick up, put down, very, very easy to read your knitting on these with this pattern. And the pattern is going to be 50% off until the end of February, I do believe. And if you want to join in the Cal, if you go to Kelly's Instagram, she has a post on there and she pins it at the top. And when you're finished your sock, like you post your socks on your Instagram and you tag her, and then you go to that post and you just put on a thing saying like you finished your socks, and then she will go to your account and look at them, and then you'll get put in the drawer. In the drawer. In the drawer. I'm sorry. My goodness. So, Athenaeum socks. That's the only way that you can do it. She's only running it through Instagram. If you're on her Discord, we do have a thread on there for them as well. But you can't actually enter through the Discord. You have to enter just on Instagram. So yeah, that's Athenaeum socks. And my eventually, I got to show you the colourway for them. I know there's hardly anything on them. It's ridiculous. Because I've been so sick all week, I can't actually look at needles or a crochet hook. I thought when I was in my bed, I thought I could work on my my scrap blanket because that's just half double crochets, and I couldn't because just the motion of the hook. And then I've tried knitting, the motion of the needles is just making me feel sick. It's horrible. Right, another barely started project is this. I know, it's fantastic. This yarn is Red Heart Detroit. I have a random ball of this in my stash. I don't know why. I've had this for literal years. It's just a grey acrylic DK. Yes, DK. Mid-grey Mel. There we go. I don't know what the deal is with this yarn. I can't remember where I got it from. Red Heart is not a common yarn, really, in this country. You can get it from places, I think Wool Warehouse or Lovecrafts. I think one of them carries some Red Hearts, but not very many. Red Heart is just, it's not a common yarn here. It's a US brand. So I'm not sure where I got this, but I got it years ago. And what I have started is this, Sammy the Seal. I'll show you on the front cover, look. Sammy the Seal. So this is a book that my kids got me for Christmas. I love the Zumigurumi books. I have most of them now. I'm still missing a few, but I have quite a lot of them. And I had said one of my plans for the year was to start using my books. So I'm picking a book every month and getting the kids to pick a pattern each out of them, and I'm going to make it. So Alfie picked this one, Sammy the Seal. So I have started on that one, and Kaylin has picked this one. Ooh, oh. What he calls the Derpy Bird. So Derpy Bird's going to be next, but at the minute we're doing Sammy the Seal. Then I'm not quite sure what book to do for next month, but this is part of the body, which I know I don't need to tell you that. I know that you can see that this is clearly the body of a seal, but just in case, for clarification, this is the body. I've not done any like proper amigurumi for ages, and then I was making Kaelin's little rust guy, which I didn't get a picture of, and he has with him because he carries it everywhere. It's like this size, so he just carries it everywhere. I was making that and I was like, you know what, I really missed doing amigurumi, and I've really missed like the creative process of putting amigurumis together. So Sammy the Seal, this is going to be going in the shop when it's done. But I need to get it done first. So yeah, that's, what else do I have on here? I actually have notes today, look. So we have, I've showed you the seal, the sheep hat, fox jumper. That's another thing that I've been working on a little bit because I don't have to look at it. So I'll show you on here. It's this one. Can you see? There we go. I had to get a new phone as well. My other phone was just an absolute disaster, so I had to get a new phone. So here we go. This is the Vulpine sweater. This is in Knit Now, maybe? Yeah, Knit Now. It's the July, I do believe. No, June 2025 issue of Knit Now. I'm obviously not doing mine in orange, I'm doing mine in pink. And the last time that you saw it was down there. This is stitch markers. Kelly makes these. Where did it go? Kelly makes these. She does like beaded stitch markers. They're very cute, very adorable. She makes lots and lots of different ones. This is how far I've got. Just ignore that bit there. That's where the yarns are at the back. I just, when I go to sew my end in, I need to cross it over. I did a really bad job of it. But this is, it's very exciting, I know, but this is as far as I've got. The yarn I'm using for it is Yarn Smith's Merino DK, and I don't know what colour this is because I don't have the thing with me. But it's Yarn Smith's Merino DK. It's very soft. I'm a little concerned that this is going to stretch wildly when I block it because it is so soft. However, I was also concerned about using the Yarn Smith's Merino sock because it was really soft, and I thought this is never going to hold up and it's going to stretch like mad, and it doesn't. It's really, really nice sock yarn, so I'm hoping this is going to be the same. This is the back panel, and it's a drop shoulder, so I don't even have to do like armhole shaping. It's just like straight up, tiny little bit of neck shaping done onto the front, which makes me happy. This is one of my bags I made myself. I really like this fabric. I like these as well. This is the Kitty Corn. What I thought I was buying a proper size charm pack, and it was a tiny charm pack. So I just made it into a bag for myself with this stuff. And I've got it lined with some stars because why not? And oh, I have another project in here actually that I've done a tiny, tiny little bit on. Oh, out you come. This is a shawl called Close to You. And I'm doing it as this cotton yarn that I got years ago, and I didn't know what else to do with it, so I thought I'd make it up into a wee shawl. And it doesn't have a band on it or anything, so I couldn't even tell you anything about it other than the fact it's DK and it's cotton. I'll see if I can find closer. Right, there we go. It's by Letty Knits, Justina Lokowska, and I thought it was really pretty. It's mostly, let's see, does she have like a, see, the body is garter stitch, and then it just has this edging that you just knit as you're going. And as you can see, I am a few repeats in. Really nice pattern, and once you get going with it, It's super easy to do, and this is a whip that I've had for a really long time, and I've just never got around to picking it back up again. So when I was tidying some stuff up, because I was going through a bunch of, after the carnage of Christmas, I was going through a bunch of just bags that had bits in them, and I was rescuing hooks and needles and scissors and all sorts. And I found that bag with that, and I thought, you know what, I should really pick that back up again. So I think that's everything. The only other whip that I'm supposed to have that I don't have, because I'm waiting on my delivery coming with my needles, is the thistle cowl, which is what came up from my Stitcher library, and I still haven't started it yet. It's a brioche cowl, and I've just not had the brain space to get my head around learning brioche. I've never done it before. So that's what's going to be on for this week. So let me see. So seal, sheep hat, fox jumper, head, thistle, socks and socks. Right, that's all my whips and finished objects now. That wasn't too bad. That actually took longer than I thought it would. Things that I want to do now. So talking about my whips, I decided to put all my whips, not all of my, I don't have my Stitchy ones on here, on a wheel. Can you see this? Is that going to work? Right, so I have them all on this wheel. So this is all just my, I think it's just knitting and crochet whips that are on here. Because I mentioned before, I was feeling overwhelmed, not with the amount of whips that I've got as such, just with the fact that I was never finishing anything and I couldn't decide what to work on. Because over Christmas it was fine because I was working on gifts. So I was like, I need to get this finished. This is the date it needs to be finished by, blah, 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 blah. But because these are just mostly for me or to go in the shop, there's no real urgency to get them finished, if you know what I mean. So while I do want them done, because I want them all done, I'm struggling to decide what to work on. And on top of that, because I have whips, I'm feeling slightly guilty about starting new things, which I shouldn't, and I know I shouldn't, because I don't actually care about having a lot of whips. I don't. This is my brain. So what I've decided to do is just start things when I fancy it. My current whips at the start of the year, the ones I'm bringing in from last year, I've put them all in this wheel, apart from the Stitch ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of these every week. I'm going to spin the wheel. I'm going to pick one every week and just work on that for the week. And that'll be like my main focus. Some of them only need a tiny little bit done to them. Some of them, like that jumper, I'm probably not going to get that finished in a week. But if it's a bigger project, then I can set myself a goal to get so much done in a week. Like I can say I want the back of that jumper done this week. And then anything above that is great. So I'm going to try this and see how I got on with that. So let's have a wee spin. What's going to come up? Fox jumper. I swear my phone just listens to me. So fox jumper. I'm going to try and get the back finished before next Friday. That was a bit of luck. Okay, I've just noticed as well, there's something on here that needs to come off. The peg, I'd started making an amigurumi peg for Alfie, and it's sat languishing for ages, and he doesn't even want it anymore, so I frogged it and got the yarn back. So I need to take that off there. So that's one thing. I'm going to have my fox jumper is going to be my main focus for the week. So that means that all the rest of the whips, I don't need to feel bad. I don't need to feel like I need to work on things. I can just work on whatever I fancy, be that starting new things or whatever. Right, other things on my list. We're almost done now. We just need to do a few little wrap-up-y bits. I'm going to start doing a Stitcher Library Sunday. Now, originally what I had planned to do was on Sunday nights, because Sunday during the day, every 2 weeks, I'll have my boyfriend here, and then I have the kids coming back from their dads. But he goes home usually Sunday late afternoon, and then I want to spend a bit of time with the kids because I've not seen them all weekend. So it'll be like Sunday evening by the time I can record. So what I'm thinking is what I might do is on Sunday evenings do a live and sit and work on my Stitcher library on the Sunday evenings, so I can just sit and chat with people, have a little bit of moral support to get me going. So I'm thinking I'm going to try that. I want to start the brioche cowl off and just get into it so that you're not just sitting watching me like gremlin over my needles. But I'm going to try doing that from this Sunday. And then it'll go up, if you can't make it on the Sunday, it will go up as a VOD afterwards as well. It'll only be for maybe an hour. See how it goes. I really, really want to get into doing lives this year. That's my two things. I want to get into doing lives and I want to do tutorials. That's going to be my main thing that I want to start doing properly. I also want to be more consistent with my podcast because, you know, there's a lot of times I don't show up because of my health and things like that. But I don't always need to show up and sit here and talk for an hour, you know. I can just show up for 10-15 minutes some weeks and I know people will understand that I just don't have the energy that week, and I can just quickly show what I've been up to, just say hi, and I need to be better this year. Yeah. Right, talking of lives. So, I had mentioned on my plans video that I was going to start doing my lives on Wednesday night. I obviously didn't do that because I was sick. I literally couldn't even sit up at the PC. So I'm going to be starting them from this Monday. The current plan I have down is to do Monday afternoons, 1 till 2 in the afternoon. So I had put polls out on here on Instagram and I had spoken to a few different people, and it's pretty split. Some people want to see them during the day, some people want to see them in the evenings, and I obviously still have to work it around my schedule and my kids because I'm not going to have lives on when the kids are around, because nobody wants to spend an entire life with my kids coming and going, Mom, 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 because, you know, I'm sure some of you have either got that off your own or you have passed that stage or you don't want anything to do with that. So, you know, I'm not going to do lives when the kids are here. So with that being said, I'm going to do Monday during the day, and that'll be more of a let's plan the week type thing. And then we'll just sit and have a little craft, a little chat, just a wee blether, see how we're doing. And then on Wednesday night, I'm going to do 10 till 11. This is all GMT. I'm not sure what that works out at anywhere else except for Europe. American times confuse me because there's lots of them. So I'm really sorry, but I think like the East Coast is 5 hours behind us, and then the West Coast is 9 hours, but I don't know what happens in between those. So you'll need to work out where you are relative to GMT. So 1 till 2 in the afternoon on Monday, and then 10 till 11 at night, and then hopefully, I mean, the times are going to be a bit of wiggle room here and there. We'll see how we go, see what works out better for me. This is a new thing that I'm trying, and we'll just need to see how the times work out. But that is the plan for the moment. And the only other thing that I have on here is I am considering pulling all of my craft stuff out and doing a massive reorganisation of my yarn. I think I mentioned doing this already. I think I mentioned it in my plans. It's a massive job. I have got yarn everywhere in this house, and yeah, it's a huge job. It's going to take me days. It's literally going to take me days. I've just watched somebody else doing their yarn organisation and they've pulled out like 3 little boxes like that. I'm going, oh my god, it's going to take me all afternoon to sort these out. And I'm thinking, that's going to take you all afternoon. It's going to take me like 6 months to do mine. because I've just got everything everywhere. When I moved house, it used to be organised, but then when I moved house, everything just kind of got shoved into totes, and I've just never reorganised it since then. But I need to do something because I need to know what I've got. I'm not doing a yarn ban this year. I've done that for the last 2 years where I've been trying to curb my spending, and I don't want to do it this year. I'm not going to go mad and buy lots of yarn all the time, but at the same time, if I see something, I want to be able to get it. You know, if I see something that I like. So at some point, I want to do a yarn reorganisation and pull everything out and see what I've got. Also, for the record, these, up here, these are bottles that the kids got while they were on holiday. This one is Cauldron Cola, and they're, I don't know if you'll see that. This one is Basilisk Blood. See, it's swirly. They've got magic stuff inside them. And this one is Tears of a Wizard. There we go. It's got all the magic swirly stuff inside it. Just, somebody had mentioned, like, the bottles up in the back, and I'm thinking, you know what? It actually looks like I've just got bottles of alcohol dotted around the place. But no, these are ones that the kids got. Ooh. It's ones that the kids got on holiday. And I want to like fashion something, because apparently it's metallic particles that's inside it. So I need to fashion something that has magnets on the top and the bottom so that they swirl constantly for them, because I think that'd be really cool. Right, apart from that, I think that's all the crafty stuff. Apart from that, I've not really been up to much. Let's see. Books at the minute, I'm reading, what's it called? My Name is Morgan. I'm listening to. No, Morgan Is My Name by Sophie Keach. It's an Audible original. It's actually really good. It's about Morgan Le Fay, so it's all like the King Arthur type legends, and that's been pretty good so far, but I have not long started it. Physical book, I'm reading The Moor Witch. Who wrote that? The Moor Witch is Jessica Curry. I am trying to show you. No, it just keeps going back. Right, it's The Moor Witch by Jessica Curry. That's really good. I'm really enjoying that. I'm having to try and make time to sit down and read physical books, so that's on my Kindle, but you know what I mean. Instead of just listening to audiobooks all the time. Again, I've not been able to sit and read because the focusing just has been making me dizzy. If you've never had vertigo, I really hope you never get it. It is a horrible experience. It's the most disorienting thing. Did I show you this? Actually, my mum sent me this. Anyway, it's an emotional support cow. Yeah, vertigo's horrible. It's just like so intrusive. Everything in my life. And I think that's about it really. I've not really been watching much. We rewatched One Piece because my youngest hadn't seen it. So we rewatched the live action One Piece, and now we have started watching the anime, which has about 1,500 episodes. They're only like 20 minutes long, but there's a lot of them. So we'll be watching that for a while. We are still watching Cobra Kai. We're almost finished Cobra Kai though. We've only got a couple of episodes of that left. Over Christmas, I mostly just watched a bunch of 80s movies because for some reason, Christmas time, I feel the need to watch 80s movies. I don't know. I've been trying to play a bit more World of Warcraft because the new expansion's coming out soon, and there's a bunch of stuff that I want to get done before that. That will come out. The expansion doesn't come out till March, but they have a thing called a pre-patch where it's like you get a month in between the expansions where you get to try out some of the new stuff, but you don't actually get the new content yet. So it's new things like new builds for your characters and stuff like that, and you get new storyline. So I need to get a bunch of stuff done. The pre-patch starts at the end of January, so I need to get things done before that. 19th of January actually. So I need to get things done before then. I need to do a bunch of studying this week because I have an essay due. I have to do a screenplay. I've never written a screenplay before. It's hard. That needs to be in by Thursday, so I need to try and get a bunch of work done on that this week. And that's pretty much it. We're meant to be in the middle of this like giant snowstorm, but we had a flurry of snow last night, maybe about that much, and it was gone by this morning when I woke up. It's kind of wet and slushy outside, but it's not rain. It's not rain. It's not snowed anymore. It was originally meant to be like my son come home from school yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, the teacher said we might have a snow day tomorrow because they might not be able to get in because all this snow's predicted," and nothing's come of it at all. I know other places have, like my ex lives about an hour west of me, and he was sending me pictures last night. They had quite a bit of snow, and this morning he wasn't able to go to work. But it was more of a, because he works, he has to drive around a lot for his work in a van, and he has to be in and out of people's houses and things. So it's kind of dangerous. I hate driving in the snow. He's much more of a confident driver than I am, but driving in the snow is never fun. And when you're driving in the snow with something as heavy as a van full of tools, that's not great at all. And it's not nice, is it? Like traipsing in and out of people's houses covered in snow. So yeah, he's had it much worse than we have. It seems to be fine here pretty much. Little Alfie's going to a pizza place today, going to learn how to run a pizza place, and then they're going to make pizzas as a little school trip. So he's very excited about that. He's like, "I'll bring you home a pizza." And it's one of those things that I'm like, I love that you're excited about this, and I love that you want to bring me home some of your pizza. However, I know how well you wash your hands, my son. It's shocking, I know, but I don't particularly want to eat things that he's made, especially not when he's been carting it around school all day. They'll be like poking it and prodding it, and his friends will be like sneezing on it. Ugh. But he's getting to go and do something fun, and that's the main thing. He's very excited about it. He's got a school trip as well at the beginning of February. He's going away for like a 3-day residential, and it's the first time he's been on a residential, so he's very excited about that as well. And we're like, we need to find all the stuff for it, because it's all like summery stuff, like sleeping bags and the torches and things like that all gets kept together for summer activities, because who goes camping in the winter? So we're having to dig all that out, work out what stuff's here, what stuff's at his dad's, and try and sort it all out. But he's very excited about that. He's getting to be a big boy now. He's going to high school this year. We're going to high school in September, which is crazy. Right. I have waffled. I've just realised that this one is 43 minutes long, and then I've got another 2 where I had to stop it. I'm going to go. I'll be back next week. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody had a really nice holiday season, and I hope that if you do have bad weather, you're staying safe and staying warm. I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, wait, not next. Hopefully, I will see some of you on a live on Sunday or Monday or Wednesday. That would be fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to go. Bye.